Hello and welcome to today's podcast from Reporting Accounts. Today I'm talking about Barclays Bank. They've been in the news for the provision they've made against bad debts. The UK's been through an unprecedented period of lockdowns. We're still in the third one at the moment. But Barclays is braced for a surge in joblessness. And because of that, it's put aside 2.1 billion as a provision for bad debts. The bank has significant operations in the US and in the UK, and its lending is dependent on businesses continuing to trade and people continuing to work. The US unemployment level surged to 17% at one point, and the UK one is expected to reach 8%. But basically, the economy will recover. But in doing so, once the government support schemes such as furlough and the many lending schemes the UK government has in place come to an end, there will be a day of reckoning for businesses. And Barclays is of the belief that a proportion of its loans will never be repaid, and therefore it's putting that money aside. A lot will really depend on what happens next. The UK economy has been very extensively supported by central government initiatives to help businesses which are partially or fully shut, and that includes payment of up to 80% of wages for people on what is known as furlough. But these schemes won't run forever, and the concern is that when all these come to an end, there'll be a crunch time, and as a consequence, the bank is being cautious and making this provision. Provisions of this nature are quite common, and often some proportion of it is released because the provision has been too high. But generally, banks make provisions and then they suffer the losses they expect. So it's going to be an interesting period of time, and we see where we are. To learn more about reporting accounts, please visit our website, which can be found at www.reportingaccounts.com, where you'll find insight and information into more than 4.8 million UK companies. Thank you for listening.